Hey guys, Rene Chajo here, and today we're going to talk about the 401k, IRA, 403b, SEP IRA. These are the same thing, just different variations depending on the type of organization that you're working for. But this is the traditional 401k, which most people have nowadays. Now, before I get into this, I want to talk about what the previous system used to be, which is a pension. Now, a pension, companies had this benefit plan that if you work for a certain amount of years, then once you retire, that company is actually going to take care of you from the time you retire until the time you die with a monthly check that they're sending you every month, right? That was considered a defined benefit plan because you knew how much money you were going to have every month, right? Now, companies got smart, and what they figured out was, why are we going to have all this risk for all these people that have worked for us for all these years if we didn't know how well we were going to be financially in the future? So they got smart. They're getting rid of pension plans now, and everybody's implementing all these 401k type of plans, which are considered a defined contribution. Now, in these types of plans, the employer no longer has any liability. In most cases, they have a contribution, usually a match up to a certain percentage, but the responsibility and the risk is 100% on the employee that's putting the money in, and not the employer or the third party that's managing this type of system. Now, once again, it's considered a defined contribution because you know how much money you're putting in every month or every year, but you don't necessarily know how much money you will have when you retire, okay? Now, picture this. Imagine you close your eyes when you first start working, first join the workforce, and you have a bucket in front of you, and you start throwing money in it, right? Just throw some dollar bills. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. And then after 20, 30, 40 years later, you open your eyes, and one, you don't know how much money you have until you actually go in and look. And two, you couldn't even use that money from the time you start until age 59 and a half when you're able to withdraw without any penalties. So that's the case for most Americans nowadays. They don't even know how much money they're going to have when they retire. And in most cases, this is the only thing that they have in their portfolio to retire. If that's you, and you're young, and you actually have time to fix this, turn this around for you and your family, I suggest you get with your financial consultant and give them a call. Let them know that you're concerned and that you want to see what else is out there for retirement so you can supplement this income, and you'll see why. Now, the money that goes in these traditional plans is pre-tax. That means you can get a tax deduction, but there's a misconception that people think, oh, my money's going in without paying taxes and I'm not going to pay taxes ever. Well, that's a lie. That's actually not true. Your money goes in not paying taxes, but all you're doing is you're deferring, you're delaying those taxes until you're able to withdraw that money, and that's when they're going to charge the taxes. So, important date, age 59 and a half. You put your money in, and you cannot start withdrawing for retirement until after 59 and a half to not have penalties. If you withdraw before this age, you're going to have a 10% penalty for withdrawing early, plus your ordinary income tax rate, tax bracket that you're at when you withdraw the money. So at the end of the day, if you withdraw before age 59 and a half, you're getting anywhere from 20 to maybe 50% tax before you see that money in your bank account, okay? If you start withdrawing after 59 and a half, then you're not going to have this penalty, but you're still going to get taxed your ordinary income tax rate at the moment you retire or you start withdrawing money. However, if you wait after age 70 and a half to start withdrawing, you're gonna get a 50% penalty on the money you're withdrawing, plus your ordinary income tax rate at the moment. Now, we don't know what that's going to be in the future. Historically, tax brackets, have gone up. So who knows? Right now, it's anywhere from 10 to 40%. In the future, it could be more than that. So that's half of your money plus. Let's say you're at a 20% tax bracket. That's already 70% of your money gone before you even see that money. Crazy, huh? Anyways, coming back to this risk. When you sign up for these types of plans, you actually sign a paper that you didn't read that says that the employer and the company that's managing this portfolio is not responsible for any losses that occur while you have this plan. That means you can lose 100% of your money and nobody cares. All right? And you signed this. Anyways, let's keep moving. Fees. Whether you make or lose money, you're still gonna get charged some fees because there's a third party, for the most part, managing your funds, right? So if you make money, they're charging you. If you lose money, they're still charging you. And the good thing is, at some point, you can actually roll over that money to a different type of investment. So keep an eye out on that. Do a little bit of research. Get with your financial consultant and see what options are out there. Okay? So far, this is the only good thing about this plan. Now, let's take into consideration this example. Let's say that you're an individual that makes $70,000 a year. You never get a raise, your whole life, $70,000. You start contributing from age, this actually should be 25. My bad. 25 to 65, which is 40 years. You put in 4% of your salary in, and your company matches 4%. That's approximately $5,600 a year. And let's say you get a 5% return of investment consistently every year. You should have approximately $710,000 in your balance at the time of retirement. And let's say you want that money to be paid out in the next 20 years. You're gonna have an annual salary of around $54,000. But the tax, if you withdraw within this time or start withdrawing, you're gonna get your ordinary income tax rate taken out before you get that deposit, right? So at the end of the day, instead of $54,000, you're actually getting about $40,000 deposited in your bank account every year. Now, if you're struggling financially at this moment with whatever income you have, how is it that you're gonna be in good financial standing at the time you retire? Now, if you don't pay attention to this, how much money you're gonna have at retirement, then it could mean the difference from going to Paris, Texas to Paris, France. Now, what type of life would you like to have when you retire? I mean, you worked hard all these years to have half of what you used to have when you actually worked. Pretty sad, huh? Anyways, now let's assume that the stock market's actually higher than when you started at the time of retirement. You can still lose all your money or some of it. Hopefully, when you need this money, the stock market's up. But at any time, it can drop. And it could drop 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%. Who knows? More than that. And then you lose 100% of your retirement. Maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. So just be careful. These plans have risk. Yes, they might could switch you from a high risk to a low risk, but there's still risks, right? So once again, you signed this at the beginning before you started that you didn't care if you lost all your money. So if you didn't know this, just go ahead and look at it, pay attention. There's 401ks calculators out there. Just Google it. You can find all kinds of different ones and just play with the numbers. If you have any questions, if you want to know how much you're going to have, if this is the type of plan that you have in your portfolio. So very important, look at these dates. Make sure you do not wait after age 70 and a half to start withdrawing, and that you don't withdraw before age 59 and a half if you need the money, because you're going to get, I mean, who knows how much tax depending on your income tax bracket. There's loans out there that could help you have a lower interest than borrowing from your 401k. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Give me a call if I can help you in any way. There's other plans out there that have zero risk on your end. So let me know if I could help you with something like this. If you need further explanation on any of this, I'll be really happy to help you out. All right, stay tuned for more videos. Next is gonna be, I think maybe the Roth 401k, Roth IRA type of plan, and that way you see the difference between the two. Stay tuned for more.